Coming up on the show tonight, we take a look at new sporting facilities in Christchurch. The boys head down to the Canterbury A&P show. And we see a unique type of sport in the outskirts of town. Stay tuned for all this and more.
Good evening and welcome to episode 6, our penultimate show of Offside. I'm Russell Maloney.
And I'm Sam Pickering. That was a big word, Russell.
I know you probably didn't even know what it means, Sammy boy.
Haven't got a clue.
We're from the New Zealand Broadcasting School, and each week we'll come to you from a different sporting location around Christchurch.
This week we're at AMI Stadium, best known as the home of rugby in Canterbury. Fun fact, this stadium was built in 26 weeks post-earthquake, and after Christchurch lost one of its
Most iconic stadiums.
Thanks, Russell. Thank you so much.
Show and Cup Week is underway in Christchurch. Let's hope Cantabrians keep it classier than those at the Melbourne Cup. Sammy, how did you get on at the races?
I couldn't tell you, mate. Couldn't tell you.
That's pretty standard. Probably a few too many, Lindaus or something classy like that?
Something like that.
Well, if you can't tell us about Tuesday, tell us what's been happening in the sporting world this week.
Certainly, Russell. The Black Caps were thrashed by 208 runs when they played Australia in the first test match of the Trans-Tasman Trophy Series. Let's hope they can redeem themselves when they start their second test match tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
To league now. The Kiwis bounced back from their initial loss to England last weekend when they beat the Poms 9-2 in Game 2. I was quite sad to hear that with this jersey I'm wearing. They need to win the decider if they want to win the series on Sunday morning.
If you missed the excitement of the Tuesday races, head along to the Riccarton races on Saturday. In fact, whoever hears me reading this now, first one to comment down below wins $40 worth of Robbie Riccarton vouchers.
Oh, well, in that case, that's not a bad way to prep for Saturday Cup Day, mate. Comment now.
I don't think you're allowed to, Sam. Mate, no more for you, I think. I don't think you're allowed to go to the races ever again. I'll take over from here. Kicking off the show this week. The devastating earthquakes left many athletes' hubs ruined. But as Sam finds out, Canterbury Water Polo are excited about plans to create better facilities than they were previously in Christchurch.
Water polo was one of the hardest hit sports after the quakes. The sport being forced to make big changes.
Yeah, it was a big major blow, losing Kerry 2. We had a lot of pool space there.
With nothing left at the old site, they're making do with just one pool at Jelly Park.
For water polo you need 2 meters depth, you're not allowed to touch the bottom, and this is the only pool where we can play. And so that's why it's extremely difficult to make it work, to please everybody from the 13-year-olds to the seniors.
But things are looking up for not only water polo but many other sports, with plans well underway to build the new $300 million Metro Sports facility.
It'll be pretty amazing for Christchurch. You're going to have a world-class facility in the Metro. There'll be increased space in the pools, and that will mean the ability for sport especially to be able to access them more often.
But it'll be 5 years before the new sports hub is completed. Although some are concerned about how long it's taking, Canterbury Water Polo say it's understandable.
It's a very complicated, very complex project, Metro Sports facility, but Christchurch is dying out for swimming pools and for people to enjoy, not only as a leisure activity, but for more the high performance, the swimmers, the divers, the synchronised swimmers and water polo.
Long term, they're aiming to get back to old ways.
The future is very bright, and with the new facilities opening, I think it will be amazing. Canterbury used to be a powerhouse in water polo in the 80s, 70s, and used to dominate in New Zealand, so hopefully it will be back to its old glory.
Canterbury Water Polo keen to make their mark again in the future. Sam Pickering, Offside.
Christchurch Cup Week isn't all about the glitz and the glam. Our boys, Russ and Barnes, went to see what goes on at 42 hectares of A&P show.
G'day everyone, we're down here at the Canterbury A&P show on a fairly sort of overcast day.
That's right, Russ. The event's been running for over 150 years now and showcases some of the best agricultural products and sporting events, which is why we're here.
And to sit on the tractors and get a hot dog, aren't we?
No, Russ. No, mate.
Anyway, let's see what the show has to offer.
It's loud, It's skillful, and these kids love it. Enduro Cross seems to be a crowd favourite as these boys show off their really good talent.
Nice one, Barnes.
Who knew one log could be so entertaining? But these boys are only getting started.
Hey everyone, we've been down at the village green where we've seen the enduro riders showing off to a few kids. We're down here at the big boy course now where the enduro riders are just about to start.
In its first year at the show, Enduro Cross is a mix of motocross and enduro racing. In other words, riders do jumps and tackle harsh terrain in an enclosed man-made course. So, what can riders expect?
We've got logs, balance beams, jumps, pipe, forward pit, and all sorts of other wee tricky obstacles.
As I went to do yet another take, something in the distance caught my attention.
Some pretty good entertainment.
It wouldn't be Cup and Show Week without a good old-fashioned horse race, Hobbit style. Scurry racing is in its 4th year at the show, and it involves miniature horses towing carts. The rules are quite basic.
We set up a course of cones, and each cone has a ball on the top. On the carts, the wheels are set at 1.25 m and the cones are set at 1.65 m, so there's not too much clearance, and it's pure speed. If you knock a cone, you get 2 seconds added to your time, so obviously if you go clear and fast, you're going to win, and if you knock heaps of cones, you're going to lose.
While her pony is just over 1 metre tall, there's nothing small about Sherry's accomplishments. She took gold at the Worlds last year.
And cut. Wood, that is.
You've seen the enduro riders, you've seen a bit of scurry racing, but this is certainly one we've been waiting for. Let's check out the axemen and women deal to a bit of timber.
67-year-old Peter Templeton is a bit of an expert on wood chopping. He's been commentating the sport for 27 years. There are a number of different disciplines, so let's leave Peter to explain.
They mightn't like cutting the standing block, that's the one standing up on the stand. They prefer the one on the ground. It's just a confidence thing. The one standing up is quite a tricky one, you know, with the axe. You've just got to have good control on the axe. And of course the jigger board that they do, where they climb up that tree, they've got to be pretty nimble and pretty precise what they're doing. No room for mistakes.
And his one piece of advice for those interested in the sport?
You've got to have a good eye for things, and just listen to the older people and pick up ideas. You never stop learning when you're wood chopping, I can tell you that.
And with those wise words, we departed the A&P show.
But not before Russell got his hot dog.
Woohoo!
Barnaby Clark.
Russell Maloney.
Offside.
Now I'm sure all of you at home are wondering what in God's name is on Russell's top lip. Old Rusty is actually giving Movember a shot, aren't you, mate?
Well, look, Sam, it's actually pretty impressive. Now, camera one, you get a bit of a zoom going, get right in on that, show everyone at home. It's pretty impressive.
You reckon?
Hey, get out of it.
Is that dark?
No, it's there. It's mine.
If you find yourself in the town of Hororata, don't be concerned if you see the town folk acting out a scene from Braveheart. Reporter Barnaby Clark went to check out some unique games.
Kilts, clans, and the mighty caber, all vital ingredients for a great Highland Games. In its 5th year now, the Games are a test of athletic ability, strength and determination. So, how did the Scottish spectacle start in this small Canterbury settlement?
It started in 2011 as a response to the Canterbury earthquakes. And this community wanted to find a way to recover and have a positive focus and raise funds. That was some of it as well, but it was certainly more than that. It was about putting this district back on the map.
Since its beginning, the event has entertained over 32,000 people, and this one is the biggest yet. The main attraction is the strong men of the Games, and the aim of those games, to lift and throw, well, really heavy objects.
We started off this morning with a hammer throw, but unlike in the Olympic style hammer throwing track and field, they basically use a sledgehammer. So we did that. We did shot put, but with a rock. We're throwing a sheaf, which is about a 7 kilo bale of hay, over some rugby posts.
And it wouldn't be a true sporting event without some Australian competition.
I came over in the first year, 5 years ago. This is my 5th appearance here. We heard about it with the earthquake appeal, so we wanted to get over, and I was at the top of my game at that time.
Traditionally, the games have been attended by a Highland chieftain, and nothing's changed.
Put by the scythe and leave your hearth, and show the English what you're worth.
He won't be storming any English castles today, but Alex Bruce of royal ancestry has flown all the way from Scotland to oversee the talent.
In ancient times, the chieftain would be here to select his warriors and also his entertainers. So he'd be looking for the very best of dancing, piping, tossing the caber, all these kind of things.
So what's the talent like here at the Games?
I had 2 new Guinness World Records. The first one was the longest throw of a person, and then they had the longest throw of a washing machine, which is really weird. Guinness World Records basically wanted a standard event that you could do anywhere in the world.
With that said, it was time for the final event of the Games, a timed race where athletes pick up 94 to 154 kilogram boulders and drop them onto a barrel. Medieval freedom fighter William Wallace would be proud. So the day concluded, with the crowd cheering for their winner, and probably for the presence of kilt undergarments. Barnaby Clark, Offside.
Those guys were, well, huge.
Take a look, Sam. That's what real men look like. In fact, you're in for a treat, Sammy boy.
Am I?
Yep, Reuben went along and met even more burly-looking men. The Irish have brought with them to Christchurch many great things. Guinness, four-leaf clovers and pots of gold. But as Offside reporter Reuben Mummer found out, there's even a couple of Irish sports being played in the heart of Canterbury.
You may be easily mistaken for thinking the local rugby and football clubs got their days mixed up and decided to join their goalposts together. But no, this is just the setup for the Irish sports of Gaelic football and hurling.
You've got 15 players on each team. With the Gaelic football, the scoring is if you hit it over the crossbar, that's a point. If you put it in the nets, that's 3 points. The hurling, that's played with a hurl, with a stick and a ball, a slither. Both contact sports, tough sports.
The last time I was surrounded by this many Irish men and women was St Patrick's Day at the local pub. Many Irish flocked over to our side of the world to assist with the rebuild following the Christchurch earthquakes. For them, it means so much to have that little slice of home on the field.
It's just that wee bit of passion that's instilled in you from a young age, and you put on the jersey, you go out there and you give your damnedest, and yeah, come off with your head hanging high. It's just passion. It's just the game we love, this game we've grown up with, and to keep it going this far away from home, yeah, it's a really good thing.
The local competition consists of men's and ladies' Gaelic football teams and 2 hurling men's teams who are willing to do anything for victory.
It's unreal to turn up and watch, like earlier on, big crowd here, maybe 100 people standing here supporting these guys, and the effort that they put in and the training that they do is immense.
The physicality reminds me of another sport involving a certain oval ball we're very familiar with in this country.
Well, we may see maybe a few more Kiwis playing. There's a few Kiwis playing here at the moment. Hopefully more. We'll see this. Maybe come down to the training, they're more than welcome. And hopefully maybe in the next few years, maybe a Kiwi team.
He did leave me with a fairly debatable statement though.
It's tougher than rugby.
Not sure about that one, mate. Reuben Mummer, Offside.
The Canterbury women's basketball team have already started training for next season, and they have an added incentive. Offside's Kirsty Stanway heads along to pre-season trials to find out the big news.
Christmas has come early for the Canterbury Wildcats.
Unbelievable, we'll be a real team. I mean, we'll have training gear, we'll have, travelling gear, stuff that we just haven't had in the past, new uniforms, like just all of the stuff that makes a real team.
The local women's basketball team has been given a helping hand. They've scored a major sponsorship deal for the 2016 National Basketball League.
This season we have Alloy Fold who've come on board to sponsor the Wildcats, which is fabulous, and we also still have New Zealand Home Loans as well. but Alloy Fold have taken on the naming rights sponsorship of the Canterbury Wildcats, which is wonderful to have 2 people interested in sponsoring. And part of the great deal that we have with Alloy Fold is that they are actually going to try and bring in second-tier sponsors.
Alloy Fold has committed $10,000 in cash and another $20,000 worth of marketing and promotional material.
Having more money allows us to stay in better accommodation. You know, it's more relaxed. It's not as stressful. We don't have players sleeping on stretcher beds. We don't have 6-foot players sharing beds. Like, good sleeps, everything like that. You know, good rest helps to play better on court.
It cost $18,000 to compete in the 3 national tournaments last season, and the girls had to come up with the shortfall of $500 each.
It's such a relief to know that ahead of starting next season, already in the build-up, that we have that sponsorship. It's such a weight off our shoulders, knowing that, like I said, we're not only worrying about playing, but worrying about how we're going to get to the tournaments.
Although backpackers will be replaced with motels and t-shirts may be provided, nothing will be handed to these players.
I think you cherish something more if you have ownership of it, and part of that is the girls need to be responsible for and involved in securing funds. It's definitely not going to be a, you made the team, you know, here's $3,000 worth of gear.
The team play in Wellington, Auckland and Tauranga next year. Kirsty Stanway, Offside.
Russell, you're from Central Otago.
Yes.
You support the Highlanders.
Yes.
What are you wearing?
This was not my first choice. I'm a Highlanders boy through and through, and I lost a bet to Ruben Mama. There you go, folks. But you can't exactly talk either. Look at that.
I don't even like rugby. I'm just wearing this because I have to.
Canterbury hate him. He said he doesn't like rugby.
I don't like rugby. I like golf, you know. I love a good backswing, shooting for the fairway, second off the tee, missing the bunker, birdie.
And you're clueless about golf, Sam. Luckily, Canterbury's got a young girl who knows a thing or two.
Hey, I'm Amelia Garvey and I'm this week's young gun for Offside.
At 15 years of age, most girls are obsessing over their hair straighteners or how their selfie looks. But this young gun has her priorities straight as she pursues her future in golf.
To be world #1 in the end, yeah. So, and just have fun as well. Like, I play golf because I love it.
Amelia started playing golf from a young age with the help from her father.
I think it was my 6th birthday, my dad bought me a set of plastic golf clubs, and then he saw me swinging out in the garden and he thought I had a pretty good swing, so he took me down to a golf course and it started from there, I think. 217 to the pin. Do you want to lay up or go for it?
Lay up.
Lay up.
And from then on, she hasn't taken a backward step and is cruising up the golfing ranks.
I played in the Canterbury women's team the last 3 years now, so that's been good. And then I got into the sort of eyes of New Zealand golf, and I've gone overseas with them a couple of times. Yeah, that's been a really good experience, and I made the New Zealand Academy start of this year.
Amelia has played in 2 New Zealand Opens already, so gaining experience hasn't been a problem. And with experience comes maturity, something her coach of 8 years says creates great golfers.
When you look at other stars that have gone so far as, you know, Lydia Ko, Tiger Woods, everyone says how mature they are for her age, and you know, I think Amelia's got all those attributes.
On top of completing schoolwork and playing golf, Amelia still has time to be a normal 15-year-old.
I go out to the movies a couple of times with friends and stuff. Go on Facebook. Okay, pretty good birdie putt. Breaking a little bit right to left, so try get this one.
New Zealand golfer and world #1 Lydia Ko had better watch out because she's got a young gun coming for her. Russell Maloney, Offside. A Christchurch man has started an annual event for his foundation. Reporter Emily van Veldhoven went along to Burnside Park to have a chat with the man behind the action.
What's today all about?
Today is the Cricket Live Day, and what we're trying to do is make an annual event to raise funds and awareness for the Cricket Live Foundation. Basically, it's an opportunity for us to sort of stand back and realise what we have here and what we sort of take for granted. You know, access to lovely grounds like this, sport like cricket, and it's a day to realise that, you know, we're the lucky ones, and a chance to raise money for those who are less fortunate than us.
Who's here, who's competing, how's today going to work?
So today basically we've got 8 Premier Club sides, as you can see behind us, and they are obviously competing in 4 games, which is part of the Christchurch Metro one-day competition. So it's a great opportunity to have everyone playing together. We've got some former internationals like Chris Harris here and some Canterbury players playing, so yeah, it's just a great sort of carnival atmosphere that we've got going.
What does the Cricket Live Foundation do for people?
Cricket Live Foundation uses cricket as a medium or a vehicle to develop life skills and education for underprivileged kids in Sri Lanka and soon to be India as well.
What's next for Cricket Live? So I understand you've just been over in Sri Lanka.
Well, everything with the foundation's going really, really well. We have just opened a new centre in Sri Lanka, so we've got 4 centres now, just over 300 kids. And next year we're really excited to launch our girls program, and also in the background we've got an expansion into India.
Any challenges from the last visit that you've noticed and had to adapt to or make any changes to?
There's always lots of challenges, and the more you scale up your organisation, the more funds you need, the more manpower you need. So we're obviously put under a bit of pressure for resources and things like that, but we're getting there, so it's good.
In this week's challenge, Ruben tries to track down Sophie Pascoe. Did it all go swimmingly for him? Let's find out.
Sophie Pascoe has been missing in action for Canterbury Quoits over the past 3 weeks. I took my search to Island Fields with hopes I could find her. Oh, that's not Sophie. Excuse me.
Hi.
Hi. I'm on the hunt for someone. You haven't seen Sophie Pascoe around here, have you?
No, not a Sophie. Sorry.
No Sophie? Okay. I'm sure she'll be somewhere. Thanks though. It was time to get the binoculars out. I'm down here with swimming superstar Sophie Pascoe. Soph, it's taken me all day and I've finally found you. How are you going?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good. Right, we're here for Canterbury Quoits. You've been nominated by Logan Van Beek and Victoria Essen. How do you think you'll go? Have you done much with quoits before?
I'm not really good at anything else other than swimming, I think, so we'll find out.
Do you reckon any of the skills that you have in the swimming pool might help you today? It's completely different, I know, but you never know.
Maybe long arms, but I don't know. I'm going to have to give it a shot. Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to find out. Well, if we come over here,
all right.
This is what you're going to be throwing over. I've actually got another surprise for you.
Right.
It's actually a bit of a harder target. What are your thoughts now?
Well, I was practicing with that one, so okay.
Well, we'll see how you go, eh?
Can always take on a new challenge. Right, okay, I'm good to go. Is there bonuses for colours? I mean, bonus points.
Well, so if you scored 3 on Canterbury Quoits, you weren't quite able to meet Keisha and Logan's score of 4, but almost there. What were your thoughts on it?
Oh, it was pretty hard, obviously. The smaller target came out, but yeah, obviously I've got a lot of practicing to do if I want to get better at it. Hi, I'm Sophie Pascoe and I scored 3 on Canterbury Quoits, and Anton Cooper, you're up next.
So that's it for the show tonight. Good luck to all Cantabrians taking the field this weekend. Do us proud. And again, a special thanks to Sophie Pascoe for taking the time out of her busy schedule to catch up with us.
And also a big thank you to V-Base for letting us film here at the AMI Stadium today.
Join us next week for more local sports stories around Canterbury. If you have a sports story you think would be good on our show, feel free to send us a message on our Facebook page.
See all of you next week for the big season finale, which will be guaranteed to have you on the edge of your seat. Join us then. Good night.